the guy standing next to the sheriff.
I was going to say, everybody here's oh, are you?
Give me one of those.
Yeah, this
Bottom of the so you can hear me.
Oh, there's the babies.
Oh, you better.
My kids like calling them.
Oh, Officer Swank, how are you? Good.
Well, it was at the time. There was the new army,
Something. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Is that the, so you can come?
yeah.
I write backwards. I write backwards.
See, it's nice new driveway. Oh, yeah.
It's in the Army's country. It's kind of like one of the I'm the only male on my dad's side of the family that was not a commissioned officer. And
Who said so?
I guess they asked him up there.
Sign behind you. Those people all sign.
It came this way. It's he's gonna sign.
Young guys go out there and help. Wouldn't be a good man to have out.
Oh. Over there and he's sitting on the horse and he wasn't coming. Over there in the grave. And I went over and I said, what's more important, watching the tower go up or watching the tower fall?
Trying to set that start cutting down that apple on it and start putting down ground.
you cannot get a CID unless you expert infantry badge first. Hey, Randy. So, like brand new guys, I got a thing, Afghanistan. 11 Bravo.
Not on me. Oh.
Say they've been in the Army 60, 10 months. They should be getting, the infantry guys should be getting their CID.
You just get on there. Did you get that?
Rawlings can hold his own there. He's a mayor. I told you the skateboarders. They said no, the mayor. I said, he dates this. Joe's right here. He just kind of, he's a man of not being worse.
That's a new drive, that's a new parking place, is it nice?
Mike went out Thursday,
Couple, the back view, it don't look any better than it did.
he just got, it's about 2 years ago. They just updated him up to level 3. I saw him. And right at the same time,
Randy said he's supposed to start working on that bridge. Is that what he's telling Rollins? I'll find out in the morning.
I hope it goes quick. Move it down to 8%. He played guilty, turned over his ankle.
Take a line.
I'm not even certain what that.
Well, Rollins was saying something, or not Rollins, Randy was saying something. He talked high down today on it.
Yeah, they've been calling everywhere. I seen, right before I came over here, I seen 2 state engineer trucks headed out down the way. So I imagine.
Well, they need to get something done with it. It's certainly so town.
You ain't getting it.
Besides that, there's too much traffic back from Joella's house.
That bridge route, just like when they shut the railroad track down. I seen all that traffic over past Kay Stalker's house. She said, my God, I can't tolerate this. I said, well, welcome to my neighborhood. It's been really peaceful over in front of my house.
That's what I see too. They start coming around the loop. I stopped back there and told these people, you can't get out here. It's one way in and the same way out. Little signs, I said, no, they don't. I said, go straight in the way.
I was told that when they came in there at the railroad track, I had like 4 Walmart semis, and they packed that 3 or 4 passed up green. I mean, nobody was going nowhere. We were all just trying to. It was horrible. Then I got tore up from directing traffic for 4.5 days.
I said, from the front porch and laughed at it. I did.
I couldn't. They filled up my driveway in my backyard.
See, I was lucky.
Yeah, they were trying to go through my backyard to find a road.
Next time I drive down to Florida, I bought me 2 cannons down there off of the ship. She was on the old flight. Right in the front yard of Brooklyn.
I'd like to have one of them in reserve.
The shorties and the longies, they're laying over that long. That big around. Half a pound of glass. Oh, 4th of July will be live if I get them all.
Rock this down.
I'm going to have it. They're probably in ordinance.
Not on 4th of July. Not on 4th of July.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I told my son to start looking for me for a Gatling gun. They're legal though.
Yeah. Cash mechanical.
I want a bigger Gatling. That's a bad blood shot. I want a big gun. And they're pretty active.
I'd love to have it. It'd be fun.
And about 10,000 rounds for it. Just sitting there waiting.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having a 130-06. It'd be cheaper. I mean, 50 caliber rounds.
I've got a 303 British in there. Those are bad boys too. 5 mile knockdown. They used to be a sniper's weapon.
I've got a 308 Enfield. They're good guns. They're really good guns. They shoot good.
Oh yeah. First time I ever shot a 303 British was Larry Chapman. We spotted deer at night. Dude, I was probably 15 years old. I'm sitting on the hood of his damn car. It rolled me right off of it. I just wouldn't roll it.
I bought a 1903 Springfield and put a big scope on it. I was trying to shoot. I was shooting at a target like 100 yards away. I just couldn't see where the bullet was going. It was getting dusk. I told my wife, I said, lay down and roll that really tight against your shoulder. She moved her eye up, or I said, keep your eye away from it. That son of a it blacked the whole side of her head. And that was the end of me for that time.
Hey, is that her?
Hey, Joe. My name's
There.
That's not the one we.
No,
No, of course not. That's the one that wrote the article on Marvin.
that's the girl. That's the girl right there next to Becky.
How appropriate.
I think we got him right. I think we got him right.
I might just be able to sit back and enjoy this one.
Me too for a change.
Well, that was kind of hard for me to do.
There you go.
Well, Matt's sitting up there on the porch rocking, built up a lot of frustration.
Momentum, is that what it's talking
We're one of the only countries that doesn't do
this guy? Here's that guy.
That's Joey right there.
Why is Steve backpedaling? Running. That's why I asked you. That's what I asked you.
We got him right.
Who said that? No kidding. Now come on. How bright do you have to be?
Were you at Camp Casey in Korea?
I'll stand for the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is the,
Oh, what is
excuse
it?
me. Quiet, please. This is the May 2016 Morgantown Town Council meeting. Your agendas are there. You can all get a copy of the agenda. This is a town council meeting. Public comment is reserved for the end. We'll get started. Sharon, you can show that all town board members are present. And we have with us Westward to talk about our storm update.
I'm Emily Nelson with Westlaw Engineering. We are working on a stormwater improvements project following up from a study that we did with an Okra funding grant, and now we have the grant to do the actual construction project. Joellen met with the town council members and went through the previous design submittal. Since that design submittal to now, we've added a little bit more detail to our plans, and these are now finished, and we are asking for authorization to bid the project. Does any of the council members have any questions about the project?
I did talk with each council member, you all had copies, we went street by street over what the stormwater improvement project is. So we did get good news in our pre-meeting this evening, and the projected cost now to do all of the phases plus the alternates comes in at $786,340. So we should be able to do, if the bids come in, we should be able to do the entire project, and that includes all of the alternates. So, you guys have any questions for them on the storm water project? We need a motion to set it out for bids. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Okay, all discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, so now if I'm looking at this correctly, let's see, bids go out tomorrow, basically, I mean, you're going to advertise it. We'll work on that authorization of bid. May 13th will be the advertisement. May 20th, second advertisement. Pre-bid conference on June 2nd. And looks like our Monday, August 1st meeting, we'll have the bids to approve, right? Yes. Okay. You get to done. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, young man, you're next.
I will go ahead and stand up. My name is Andrew Gordon. I am also with Wessler Engineering. I am not working on the stormwater portion of it. I'm a project manager. I'm here this evening to talk about, I believe, 4 different items. Which one do you want to cover first?
You take off, wherever you're at.
Okay, I'm here to present payment application number 3, which is for the new tower, the new tank. It's from Phoenix Fabricators in the amount of $166,500.
510. Or 526.10.
Yes, and that's for the council's review and approval and signature. I will take back 1 copy, and the town will keep 1. 1 will go to Phoenix Fabricators, and the other 1 will go to SRF.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the SRF claim for $166,526.10 for Phoenix on the water tower? Now, that has a retainage, right?
It does, yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, is there a motion? Pay the water tower. I'll make the motion. Okay, is there a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, so Sharon will sign those, and he's going to take one, you have that, that's what he gave you.
I'll take.
No, this is the change order.
Oh, that's the change order. Okay.
He gave that to you. He gave you, I have the change order.
Change your order, I can talk about that one next.
Okay,
Change order number 1, which you, Joellen, you have in front of you there, is for contract A, which is the water mains, wells and treatment building improvements. That change order is for the emergency repair work that was done to your water mains and your service lines on line E of the project. And it's in the amount, it is a change order to increase the price of the project to the contractor by $16,000 and change. I have to read the exact amount. And that is payable to Infrastructure Systems, ISI Incorporated, who's the contractor on the project.
This is what we get one there.
Correct. Right near the railroad, right up here near the railroad.
bids, where we get them in, or where they have them in. next, young man?
I had a proposal into the town for assistance with the water loss audit. The state recently passed legislation to require every water utility that is of community status to complete a water loss audit on their water utility. And we have presented a proposal to Jeff and Joe Ellen for assistance, if the town wanted assistance with that. It also includes a second item, which is assistance with what's called an infrastructure needs survey, which is an assessment also done by the state to assess the system's current infrastructure as well as future needs for the benefit of, this is all for the benefit of the Indiana Finance Authority. And the Indiana Finance Authority is the state agency that will submit this information to the federal government. Federal government will then use this information to turn around and generate loan amounts for all the utilities around the state. So then that loan money will be available for your use to improve your system, your water system.
Okay, and this is it's a per hour, right?
Yes, it's on an hourly basis. Westler Engineering would meet with,
You guys have copies of this, right? You've all seen it.
we would set up a meeting initially with the utility, with Jeff, and come down here and get all the needed information. We'd take it back to our office and we would complete the water loss audit in the state's American Water Works Association software, which is what we would submit to the Indiana Finance Authority. The infrastructure needs survey is an online form that we would also help the town complete if
You estimate the fee between $4,000 and $6,000?
between 4,000 and 6,000. That's just an estimate. It could be under the $4,000 as well, depending upon how much effort is needed.
And this is due, when is this due?
The deadline that the Indiana Finance Authority would like to see this information would be May 27th.
Yeah, that's what I thought, it's coming up. And anything that we can help gather helps on our bill, right?
Absolutely.
So I think there's some that we can gather. So, okay. Is there a motion to approve the contract with Westland for the water loss audit? I'll make the motion that we approve water loss audit. Yeah, it's a new deal, and that's really, it's going to force us to look at our water loss, which we've not been diligent in doing in the past.
Part of the reason for the water loss audit from the state stems from the Flint, Michigan ordeal that has happened up north. So this is all part of the efforts to better assess our water utilities and make sure that there is enough loan money to make improvements.
And this is something, I mean, we do it now, and we don't have to do it again for a while.
I don't know that. I would say that the infrastructure needs survey has been something that has been around for about 4 to 6 years now. And I believe that you may see this in another 2 years, or maybe a recurring thing. But at least it'll give the water loss audit, not only will satisfy what you need to get to the state, but it will also give your utility an idea of how much non-revenue water you have. And items, we will generate a list of items that the town can look at to improve your non-revenue so that you can bring more revenue to your water.
I went to a class, trailmaking for rural water, for this, trying to get some grasp on it. And I was, like I back out of water, because most of it was engineering firms and everything else, making sure they fine-tuned it. When I got on business, at least for the first go around, I think it would be wise.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second, right? We have a second. Yeah, okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, well, then, what's your last one?
I have also been approached by the tank contractor, by Phoenix Fabricators, who's erecting a new tank outside. They want to find out if the council from what I've understood, that there were two colors that,
You guys all like these two colors, and you make a decision tonight. You have,
one is called Teardrop,
and the other one is called, Warm Sun. So is there a preference? Warm Sun, Teardrop. We can't do stripes. Can't do stripes.
I'll go with Warm Sun.
Warm Sun.
Burgersville has this color. Okay, I'll go with Warm Sun.
Okay, is there a motion to do the Warm Sun? Okay, second? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Warm Sun it is? Warm Sun, or do you give it back? Oh, you can have
you
it.
can keep
No,
those.
no, and then we need to decide on a letter color.
I have,
We can do that
I
later.
have
Oh, you
samples
have those?
myself, so you can keep those.
Okay.
There will be, there is a logo, based upon what we had talked about that was included in the project specifications. The contractor knows about the paint, so we'll have to make a decision on the logo, but we want to make a decision on the paint for the tank exterior first. So, does anybody have any questions? I also want to be present here to answer any questions on the tank as well. I know just this morning, I think the crane arrived here on site, and
Just
they
this
had already
morning.
picked everything up and put everything up in the air. It's amazing how fast they did it.
Looks pretty
What's that?
exciting.
They put the top on.
Yeah. I was
And in fact, the top fits the bottom, so.
It all went together. It's amazing.
That's all I have.
Well, I think we're done, and young man, thank you for stopping by.
You're welcome, thank you.
Okay? Now, Sharon also had additional. I gave you the change order that didn't come around. This is one copy, or is this all of them? Oh, this is all of them. I'm sorry, I thought I just got one copy.
Sharon, you want to?
Yeah, she-
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you. Okay, we also have a, from Sharon, these other claims that need to be paid out of the SRF. Are these all out of SRF? No. Sorry, I see now. Out of grant funds, we have a claim for $6,000 for Kenner Consulting for the May, for their grant services, grant administration and labor standard fees. And we have one out of SRF funds for $904.50 that replaces your other, okay? And then, we have another Wessler invoice,
That
15.
was the West, oh, yeah.
This is an additional Wessler 15,414 from the 15 we had last month.
This is for March. Was that March last month?
Sharon, well, we approved last month, 15. Oh, this,
15,414.48.
okay, 17, okay.
So it's different.
And that's their March invoice, we don't
Yes.
have the, okay, that's SRF. And then, yeah, okay. So we need approval or, motion for $6,000 out of grant funds for Kenna. $904 on a change, the SRF funds for Williams Barrett Murkowski for out of SRF, and engineering fees 17,414.48 for March out of SRF. So I'll make the motion to pay those claims. Is there a second? Okay, and all those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. And I'm going to pass this around, you can look at it, there's just one copy, so you can read those as well. So then this, the one that we had
Before it's.
This is before the $15,000, before the 160.
The 50,000 should be on there.
The 69, the big one's not on here, the 100 and something, yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, we have the minutes from the April 2016. Everybody's received the minutes, have you had a chance to review the minutes? Any additions or corrections to the minutes? Not minutes stand where I approve is read. Okay, Sharon, your financials, where do you want to start?
Start with
The revenue. Revenue.
do you want to have any questions?
Are we current on our, the qualified city and town court, or the money that we receive on the courts?
Yes, I think we are.
So
We will get something this year.
We did in December, and we got money in December. Okay, good. Anybody else have any questions or revenue? What next?
Appropriation report.
Okay.
Any questions?
Everybody find it? Anybody have any questions on the appropriation report?
Okay. And the fund report.
Okay, anybody have any questions on the fund report? Okay. Now, we do have on the fund report, we need to talk about the memorandum from the state on the special distribution of the SBA 67 funds that we're receiving. The town of Morgantown received one-time distribution of $44,799.64, and 75% of that is to be set aside in a special fund. You set that fund up, correct? You'll set that fund up for infrastructure, so it'll be entitled Designated Fund 257. So that would be the money that would go into that, and then we would have, the rest of the money can go into either general, rainy day, or a separate, if we want to set up a separate account. And so you guys, if you had a chance to think about that, I sent that around to you. You guys had a chance to think about that, you want to stick it in the general or rainy day, or what would you do, sticking it in general rather than rainy day, or rainy day rather than general?
Well, rainy day, you could use it for anything.
Yeah, that's why, rainy day, if you stick it in rainy day, you use it for anything, if it's in general, I think it has to fit basically one of the appropriation funds. So, is there a motion to set up the fund 257 with 75% of the monies, and what do you think? You want the money to go into general, rainy day?
I think rainy day.
Rainy day. Rainy day. Okay, is there a motion then for the 75% to go into fund 257 for infrastructure, and the remainder to go into rainy day? Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. I didn't look at this, I didn't know when that money's coming.
Soon, I think.
Yeah, I was thinking it was like by the end of May, so. Okay, so, what do you want next? Payroll, right?
Oh, yes.
Take file.
Be signed here?
The minutes, we haven't had the minutes for signature.
on yours.
Okay, we'll see that.
Yeah, it's going around, this way it'll end up back.
Okay, we're back on the pay file. Is there a motion to accept pay file, reports, payroll?
I'll make a motion to accept the payroll.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, that is accepted. Next, we have, the last one is appropriations, or not appropriations, claims. Now, anybody have any questions on the accounts payable register? I did have one, in the earlier bills. We had the bill for U.S. uniform and supply from May of last year, from May of 2015, and we're just now paying it.
No, I just got it this month.
They did not send a bill.
No, they did not send a bill.
They didn't send a bill in 10 months. Anyway, on it, Marvin wrote Swank uniform, but I have the email from him confirming that it's not Swank's uniform, it's actually Marvin. It should be charged to Marvin's uniform.
Okay.
And
Well, I was told that it was Frank's.
I know, but this isn't Swank's size. It's a women's size shirt. So that needs to be
Changed.
Yeah. So you have, claims come on. Which was that one? Okay, so that same company then, they didn't send an invoice on that, but they sent double invoices on the 300 one.
Yeah.
So we paid them in September and October last year, the same invoice, but you are paying that.
Yes. It's really better if when you buy something, you have two, so I know what's coming in.
Okay.
Much better.
Becky, you have adjustment?
Yes, I have one to bring forward to the council. The leak occurred, the line that goes to the toilet in the sink. He said it had he wasn't real specific on here, but when I talked to him, he said it had rusted. It was just a gradual leak, so one day it just kind of burst. So the amount they were requesting is $25.74.
Okay, property 210 East Mulberry, is there any discussion on this one? $25.74 credit on this one.
On the last page, you can see that it has been fixed in the back.
And you said,
That is Robin was that.
Okay, is there discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. We also have a request from Becky to take off Friday, May 6th and Thursday, May 12th. Do you guys give that consideration? She asked for consideration.
okay, for kids.
Yeah. So is there a motion to let her out?
I make the
DPW. I've got that. DPW, I'll go ahead with that first then. Mr. Downey has vacation time, that his anniversary is this month, and with the water project, he's not You understand?
Is it for just
Just this year.
this year's vacation?
He should, because he can't, I mean, he can't.
I didn't burn up all my anniversary date vacation, so I'd lose it this month.
I
But there's no way I can take it.
Right, he can't be gone.
Okay, gotcha.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, well, while I'm on that, then I will read this email that I got from Jason Bradley. I wanted to send you a quick note to let you know that we recently visited the lagoons with an expert consultant that we hired from Arizona, Steve Harris, and David Denman from Montana. We visited several sites while he was here, one of them being Wingate, which Wingate's the standard. And he said that Morgantown's discharge water was the cleanest he had seen all week. I thought you might want to know this, so you could possibly mention at the next board meeting that Bobby and Jeff have done a good job turning things around at the lagoon. Much more work to be done, but they've done a great job so far. And I guess the guy took a bottle of water with him, right?
Yeah, he was impressed with it.
Yeah, took a bottle of water, so. Okay, now what do you got?
Basically, the only thing I think was discussed tonight is, did everyone receive the new timeline of the tower, part of this project? ISI's really, figuring out putting down the real make progress. Obviously, the tower, there was just only one section of blade standing until today, and now we've got the few other sections up in there. I've mounted the tower, or set the bowl in the top, at the top of the tower right now, so we're running into, it's not the funnest thing in the world. They pretty much keep us busy because no record of laterals and water lines might be, the service lines might be running in 15 to 20 feet away from the pit, so that's not been the best thing, but we're getting by. We're getting the best we can, trying to keep track of lines, but it's at ISI, so credit to them. Tries to keep the flow of traffic at the end of the day, so it's open for passage for the residents, as far as I've seen so far.
We're gonna scrap the old and we get that.
Well, it was in bid.
Okay.
It was X dollars, and then it was minus 75,000 for the bill. Okay.
I realize it's a pain in the butt right now, because we're running into different ones, but down the road, somebody's gonna be happy that we did it. So you'll keep everything that we're running into, you'll have one from this point on, right?
Hopefully, yes.
Okay.
It's kind of hard with all this construction and debris, everything's sitting there right now and then, but
Yeah. But I mean, as far as
That's
we'll
just-
know,
like tonight, we had a storm drain, well, they had a storm drain that we had no idea was
right,
even there,
so that we won't be running into it.
so that'll be more.
Yeah.
We're not guaranteeing that, no.
Well, but things do very little.
Okay, anything else?
Well, they did it just seemed like tonight, I guess, with the, I've got good reviews on the, positive response on the trash can list. We got those now. Minor, good. Now that's it for this time.
Okay. Okay. To the police department. As all of you council members know, Marshal McGregor resigned effective May 1st, 2016. We are all blindsided by his decision and his refusal to continue working while we recruit his replacement. Puts the town and community in a real bind. We spent countless hours over the last couple of months identifying issues with our police department and have suggested ways Marvin might best address them. I thought when we submitted to him our improvement plan, he would appreciate the structure and clear direction from the council. whatever I say the occasion, I think we were all hopeful that Marvin would become the leader we needed him to be. Despite our patience and efforts he's given us, our confidence in him is misplaced. We need to consider what to do now. We will probably need to meet before our next regular meeting, and I'll get with all of you to consider when. In the meantime, please give thought to our predicament. We also need to resolve the misappropriation of town funds used to purchase personal items for Marvin and Officer Connors. As we review the spike in department spending over the past few years, from $2,800 in 2012 to $9,600 in 2015, we discovered that thousands of dollars of town money were spent on guns and miscellaneous equipment that Marvin believed was his to keep. The most glaring example is a gun safe that Marvin purchased with town money for the Academy's residence. Other glaring example of guns purchased and registered in his name rather than the town name. I think that if we as a council had known how much of the police department's budget was being spent to buy items that Marvin believed were his, we would have intervened sooner. It was quite a shock. The bigger and more urgent problem, though, is the violation of the Indiana State Board of Accounts written policy. The State Board of Accounts has clear policy. Any property purchased with town money is and must remain town property. Marvin claimed not to be aware of that policy, and I think we were all willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. But we still needed to fix what happened. I'd asked Marvin for a list of the items that he purchased with town money that believed were his and that he wanted to keep. He understood that in order to keep those items, he would have to reimburse the town for their cost. He proposed using comp time to pay for the items as follows. Jeff Connors, a core rifle, $631.29. Marvin McGregor, gun safe, $320.99. Rifle kit, $169.90. Rifle parts, $83.45. A gun, $300.29. Rangefinder, $166.25. Total for Jeff Connors, $631.29. Total for Marvin, $1040.80. We still are not finished looking at these expenses. We still have 2014 and 13 to look at, and there's another gun in there too. Marvin did return voluntarily ammo cans, triple mag pouch, double mag pouch, leather duty belt, Oakley sundown, glasses, and a garment. He's a garment. Now that Marvin has resigned, I don't know what his intentions are. In any case, we all have to resolve it somehow to comply with State Board of Account policy. It's in our oath that we'll uphold the state constitution and State Board of Account policy. I hope Marvin will cooperate in that effort. I'll see what I can learn and keep him informed. I do not want the town, the council, or our clerk treasurer to suffer any negative audit, comments, or perception because our town marshal, whether innocently or not, misspent $10,000. We have the monthly police report. I believe you guys all have a copy. Let's see. Arrests, there were 6 for the month, 1 for McGregor, 3 for Swank, 0 for Connors, 2 for Wallace. Citations, McGregor 0, Connors 1, Swank 3, Wallace 1. Town ordinance violation, McGregor 0, Connors 0, Swank 1, Reserve 0. That was the report for the month. We had 37 in-town calls, 26 out of town. And the most common problem in the month, animal problem, 6, domestic dispute 5, noise 4, theft 4, and alarm 4. So, final part that I have under the town marshal, or the police department, is that we need to appoint a acting town marshal, acting only, it's not carrying anything with it, it's just a person that things can be referred to, like gun permits and things like that. So, is there a motion on appointing an acting town marshal who is in that position only until we advertise and hire?
I want to make clear to you, he really isn't performed the function, the administrative function, but
gun permits and those types of things. So do you guys have any suggestions?
Until we fill the position, I would recommend that we hire Brian Swain to fill the position.
Just temporarily have to.
Just temporarily.
You make it as a motion.
I'll make that.
Is there a second? I'll second. Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Last thing that I have on town, actually it's between DPW and police department. GPS, I talked with Verizon and I found out the following information. Our current contract runs out in June, which is next month. And at that time, the monthly charge for monitoring will go to it's right 19 something, that's less than $20 a unit. We have 4 units. Currently, we pay $113.85, is that what it is, to put a unit in one of our cars, the cost is $120 and the unit's ours. Monthly monitoring charge is then $19 to $20 a month. We're no longer under a contract and we can cancel anytime. Unit's the same unit that we have now. So the decision that we need to make is if we install into the one car that doesn't have HUD right now, it will cost us $120. Monthly, like I say, is going to go down. If we install 3 units in the 2 DPW trucks and the other police car, that would be $360. $120 would come out of public safety, and the 2 DPW trucks would be right 3 ways. And the monthly charge would go to $120 a month, which we're paying $113 now. But then we would have all 6 of our vehicles with the GPS. So you guys, we can make a decision tonight, or we can wait till next month. Our contract is up in June, which will be before we have our next meeting. Is there any thoughts on that?
Yeah, we're gonna get 6 of them for how much a month?
Well, 120. We're paying $113 now for 4 units, no, for 3 units. 3 units, yeah. We're paying $113 now for 3 units. 120 for 6. And we own the units. Once they're installed at $120, how much is it? Yeah, $120 per unit. Then once they're installed, they're ours. And we can cancel any time, so it's not like we're in this contract, I think, was a 3-year contract. That we're in.
Everybody.
Everybody will have a GPS. All police cars and the 2 DPW trucks.
Go with the GPW service there, that all 6 units, cost us $120 a month, and $120 to have installed in 3 units that they're not in right now.
Is there a second to that?
I'll second that.
Okay. Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Does anybody have any other old business, new business that they need to go over? No? We're ready? Did you have anything you want to add? Okay, because I thought you did. Now we are ready. Well, according to State Board of Accounts, you have to have the attorney approve it anyway, so you and we can talk about that. Okay, has to have attorney approval. I don't think you have to have attorney approval.
You know, on that. But we're gonna have to resolve this.
Oh, yeah, we have to resolve this. We'll have it resolved probably within the next week.
Well, I think too, this has been an ongoing issue. You guys have known about this and discussed it several times. There are not a matter of your policy, it's a matter of State Board of Accounts policy. And we were in the process of trying to resolve that, and now that Marsh McGregor's resigned, I mean, he's not here, but it's got to be resolved just the same, somehow. And so, my concern is that this not reflect poorly on the town, or the council, or the clerk treasurer. And probably, if this doesn't get resolved, it poses the greatest risk, I fear, to Sharon, because she's the fiscal officer of the town, and she for certain should get in trouble for this. And so, I really have an interest in this getting done, and getting done quickly. What I don't want it to look like in the eyes of State Board of Accounts is that this is something that the council knew about and ignored or tried to cover up. And you haven't done that. I think at the point that you first found out about it, we immediately started to address it and asked for a list of items from Marvin on the items that he wanted as his own and that Jeff Connors wanted as his own. And we've gotten that list, and there's something like $1,000, a little over $1,000 of items. A gun safe, 3 or 4 different guns, some accessories for a rifle. The list has been compiled. But my understanding was that was all done before he resigned.
Yeah, I have an email from him.
Right, yeah, I think you shared that with me. But if for some reason he wants to handle that differently, then we need to get those items back in the possession of the town. Just like any other employee, when they leave, they can't take town property. And in the eyes of State Board of Accounts right now, all of that is town property. We don't have anything to say about that, but we read it here one night at the meeting. All of those items at the moment belong to the town. We can't look at it any other way. So, if consistent with what you said to Marvin before is still true, if he wants to keep those things, he can, but he's got to pay the town their share of the cost, then we can still do that. And that makes the most sense, it seems to me. If he doesn't want to do that anymore, and isn't willing to let that be subtracted from comp time, is what was proposed, then we've got to insist that that all be delivered to the town. Or, the town's going to be at fault here. I mean, the council's going to be criticized for not having acted, and when State Board of Accounts audits the town, the audit ends up being that focuses on our clerk treasurer. And there was negative audit comments end up being written about the clerk treasurer. And we can't go back and undo what's been done, but we can handle it the best way we can in order to fix it. And the fix is the same. But what I don't know is whether, since Marvin has resigned, he's going to decide he doesn't want that stuff, or that he wants it just the same as he did before, or he wants some but not all. But in any case, we can't sit on this and I think look like we want the town to look in the eyes of State Board for 2 or 3 or 4 months or something like that. I mean, this is something that needs to happen in the next week or 2, and it needs to be done. And with the new internal control standards that have been imposed by the state that we're supposed to be adopting, it's even more important. We're under closer scrutiny than we used to be on things like this. And so I think we need to confirm whether Marvin wants to handle it like he had proposed before. If so, I think that's fine. There needs to be a calculation done, Sharon, on what comp time there is with taxes withheld, because it's taxable income. If he doesn't, then I think someone on behalf of the town, if that needs to be a Candy, needs to communicate to him in writing that all of that property needs to be delivered here to the town as fast as it can get here. Just like every other, just like, cars and standard issue weapons and ammo and uniforms and everything else has to be turned in. So I think the key is that we're not sitting here talking about this in 6 months.
Oh, no. And he has turned in the items that I mentioned.
Right, and that's good, and that's the way it's supposed to work. It's just that the uncertainty about these other items, and at the moment, because the town hasn't collected the money for them, they continue to be town property just like those.
Well, we still have another gun for $339, and then we have gear for $369, so that's another $800 or $700. decide, but the gun is registered in his name at the town's.
And I have pictures.
I'm sorry.
I have pictures.
We're not a public comment yet.
All right.
So, yeah, when we talk about final paycheck, I don't think we could figure that out until we know what the disposition of his property is.
Okay.
And he does his vacation and sick time, I question.
We don't buy out sick time, but vacation time,
It
certainly.
did not say definitely about sick time in the personnel policy, it just says,
Okay.
and I just want to.
Well, I think in the absence of provision that says we do buy it out, it's not, we don't, all right.
If we did buy it, it's stay with it.
Right, I think that would have to be an affirmative statement, not one by omission.
Okay. And I did cancel his health insurance and his insurance.
And Cobra notice and all that stuff will go.
He did, yeah, wages
I mean, I'm sure they will, it's never a bad idea. Follow up and confirm it gets in.
Okay. Any other items? We are now open for public comment.
Okay. Go ahead, John.
On April the 4th, there was a memorandum written to Marvin, and I sat and listened to it all, and after the meeting, I thanked our attorney. He done a very fine job of trying to reach an amicable situation where nobody gets hurt in this. This town council signs all the appropriations. They sign all the claims. They go through the bills. They approve all of this. Policy is set by this town council, not by our town marshal. Period. Our town marshal, these people are all here because of our town marshal. There's people from every neighborhood in this town here. Our town marshal's been a fine marshal to the people of this town. This is slander, libel, and defamation of character.
I got it.
I sent a request form for all these complaints. We got persistent, much talked about complaints that were filed and all this. So I signed it in. I got a letter from your attorney that says you're a liar.
Yeah.
There were never no complaints filed against our police department ever, in regards to this or anything else. This council needs to take its own responsibilities. It's okay to have policy, it's okay to change policy. But to turn around and stab Marvin in the back like this newspaper article does is wrong. This affects Marvin and his family for the rest of his life. And it's unjust. Marvin done nothing wrong in any of this. Nothing. Period. You all knew, don't give me them rolled eyes. I got your damn minutes from 2009.
I don't care what you.
All of them.
Shut up.
I got them all.
Wait to clear.
Wait a minute, this is public comment time. This ain't your time no more.
Freedom of speech is still.
This is not your time anymore. This is public comment. I don't care what your comment is, Mark.
No. No.
Bullshit. You
No.
can't adjourn a meeting because
That's
you don't
right.
know what's being said.
Because it
What
don't.
the hell is that? Yeah, I want to be honest.
Joe Ellen, I want to tell you something.
I have the right to
Listen,
speak and I said something I want to say.
I have a right.
Dude.
I prepared this and I'm going to talk.
Because we don't like what Joe has to say, you sure as hell can't just.
That's right,
say
but
the whole
I'm going to
rest of
say it.
When-
Joe Ellen,
I'll end my public comment. Go ahead, folks.
do you remember the time
Go ahead.
that when I had brought in, you had wrote this article, had this, she wrote it, about Marvin, okay? Back when there was another person running for an election, let's just put it that way. And I stated, where do I take this? To the Reporter Times? And you said, oh, Joanne, I wish you would reconsider, because that publication goes to several counties and would only bring grief to the person you are defending. Those are your exact words. Marvin could not take this type of ridicule and persecution that you've given him. He had to resign. He worked under a harsh environment. He was not even allowed to talk to residents in this town. And I know it, Joellen, because it come as a directive straight from you. He was not allowed, and he had said,
Chose the wrong
too, he had said that you said you had better pick your friends better when he said I was his friend. I'll tell you what kind of friend I am. I went down and the pictures that I screamed out inappropriate a while ago, I went down there because it was only the board that was going to be involved in on that, or people that work for the town, and I wanted a neutral person there to take pictures of what he turned in. I got them on my phone if you'd like to see them, and Lee, if you'd like to see them, you're welcome to too. This is ridiculous. That is why Marvin, he's a Christian man, the best thing that ever happened to this town, and you have put him under. And that's it. That's all I got to say, but I said it. Now, Steve, you want to talk?
Yeah, I mean, it's real simple. I mean, I've been down here, I've been to a lot of town board meetings, I've been in this town my whole life. I never left for 20, 30 years, came back, I've been here forever, and I love this town. Bottom line of it is, I only need a few things, all right? I need to know how much this attorney's being paid a year, and it is due to the Freedom of Sunshine, or the Sunshine Act 76 and Freedom of Information Act. I need the last 2 years of that. And then we're going to go on a different story, where I need to know exactly what DPW is being spent, and exactly what the police department's being spent. So if you write that down for me, I'm definitely going to need those things. My name is just second.
I believe you need to fill out a form.
I'll fill the form out, no problem. I'll pay the 25 cents a copy to get what I need. Like I said, my name's Steve Hickman. I've been around here my entire life. I'm 53 years old. I'm a convicted felon, all right? I spent my 19th birthday in a maximum security penitentiary for something I did to some police officers. I learned a lesson very hard in early life, all right? Now, you can take some guy and just say, let's take his son, all right? He does something when he's 18 years old. Well, from that day forward, he can go to prison, he can do his time, pay his debt to society. That's not true in this state. They've changed that law. Because did I pay my debt to society? As a convicted felon, you can't have a bartending license, doctor's license, veterinary's license, nothing. I think Mr. Sonica just realized what happened with his own son. So I have been written on by the judge. So if anybody wants to go after that judge down there, they can. If anybody wants to call Mr. Sonica, they can. My attorney's name is Richard Bray. I am running for town council. I don't like the way things have been. There will be some who are not. They're trying to push through the court system just as fast as they possibly can. Well, I'll ask you to do, if it does not come, I will ask you, it has been set twice in this state for a write-in ballot. All right? I may not be on that ballot, but I believe then we can petition the governor. It's happened twice in this state where the governor did step in once he realized that what the situation was. With the expungement laws, it is a law. They have to give me a break. They haven't done anything for the last 30 years. That was 35 years ago, 36. I've been married 30, it'll be 35 years next year. I know what it takes. I thought that things were going in the right direction. Somehow I think it's becoming, we're used to and this was historically the way it was, whoever got the most votes was the president of the town council. We've had the president, same town council, ever since it started. So I do believe that there needs to be a change at the top. There needs to be black and white. I only see things one way. With Marvin, he's not here. Does he look guilty? Hell, yes, he does, guys. You've got to admit it. He's not here. But I do need to know, did he think his clothing allowance was something he could spend a gun on? I don't know what the law is on that, but I'm going to find out. Did he take what he thought was appropriated to him? Did he spend it on things that he thought were legal? I don't know. Right now, it doesn't look good for Marvin. I mean, it's just straight up. He's not here. He can't hear. We've all probably heard things through the grapevine. The bottom line is, we had this happen with a young man who took thousands from this town. I'd kind of like to know how much does Marvin really get us for? Is it $1,000? Because we had another young man who got us for, untold
Amen to that one.
You got me?
How much do they have of that?
I mean, I don't know how much of that we got back. I know we were.
And that is my relative.
Right.
And I know,
But you see, my
little
meaning
piece of
is
crap.
how big is it apples and oranges, and how much money are we really talking about? All I want to know about is when Rollins Whitaker was on this town board, and he gave it everything he had. We had an attorney down here in Brown County, and I don't think we were spending that much money. So I'd kind of like to know how much money we're spending on my attorney. I want to know if there's a double standard between the police department and DW. And, you know, bottom line is, if I'm on that council, I'd like to think that the people come first. So when we come to a town board meeting, I know everybody doesn't want to sit here for 2 hours and listen to everything that's going on with this town. I would rather them come in, let's have open comment right off the bat, get your ass out of here, and we'll carry on with business. But I know I've got a rough road to hoe, because the people in there are people who will vote for me, there are people who won't, and there are people that are afraid of me. They're afraid of what I think and how I think. So I know it's going to be an up-road battle, because there are going to be some people thinking, oh no, we don't want this guy on this town council. Well, all I can ask him to do is think again. I am not stupid. I see things black and white, right and wrong. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sid. And I wanted to tell you also that I helped move Marvin. I had a witness that was with me. We thought it was appropriate to go down there, like I said, because it was just Becky and Marvin there. They needed neutral people. They didn't ask us to come. I took it on myself. If I did something wrong, I'm sorry, but I have the proof on my camera of what was laid out. Becky was there, and she had no fault. She did not call us. She had nothing to do with it. Just went on my own. And then I helped Marvin load, along with this other person, and we took him down to his place of business. And the reason he didn't come, he didn't want to look at any one of you anymore. That's why. He's resigned. He's happy. First time I've ever seen him smile and be able to speak to me.
During our executive sessions, when you guys all talk to people, and our employees, our town employees, all of them, when you talk to them behind closed doors, they're threatened with their job not to carry anything that's said out of that meeting outside this room. They don't go out here and run their mouth in the public. They don't tell people. But yet we had to do this? Was this really necessary?
Right.
I mean, really. And I'm talking to you too. You sat right there and flirted with the boys across the table all during the damn thing, but did you really dig into this? Was this really necessary? I feel bad for Marvin. That will carry the rest of his life. He's going to go to work in construction up in Avon to get away from you people.
He's a Christian man. What is wrong with you people?
I'm done.
Any other comment?
Yeah, I'd like to add that I noticed on Facebook, Joel, and you so kindly asked that Morgantown people not be neighborly and take down the signs that redirect the tourists that travel through Morgantown and give business to Morgantown and give business to Brown County that employ a lot of us, not to drive past your house. It may not be an NDOT approved travel, but it is a county road that anybody's welcome to travel. And I'm glad to stand on that highway and redirect them all right past your house, because I thought that was about the rudest thing you could do.
That was
The state didn't ask you to do it, because if they did, they would have put a sign detouring at the end of Lake Creek back.
There are aspects of state law that deal with county reimbursement when a state highway is closed, and the state highway then has to reimburse county governments for damages to their roads, and that's where that request came from.
Then the state should have put it down, not you.
Liar.
You don't own that street.
I didn't say
Morgan
that.
County does.
I don't want to.
You did. You put it on Facebook, which is social media, which is public knowledge. I've seen it.
I know what that is.
Let's all go home.
Oh, yes, sir.
My name is Officer Phil Wallace. Some of you know me. I'd like to think that my interactions with the community have been positive. There's an old expression. If you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you've always gotten. And I'm new to this area, so I do not know. I've worked with Jeff Connors for about 6 months. I don't know the reasons as to why he was, and I don't know the history before Jeff. I don't know the history 10 years ago. That's really immaterial. I personally think that the Morgantown Police Department needs to take a step back. We need to pause, and there needs to be someone in charge that knows about leadership, that knows how to deal with people, not only townspeople, visitors, that knows how to deal and build teams. And I do not think, and I'm probably going to lose my job, but I do not think that Ryan is capable of building a team, leading a team. I don't think that he is capable of doing that. I know that we are driving, Brent and myself are the only two the reserve officers that are present. We are driving a vehicle that is unsafe. If Indiana still had the vehicle inspections like they did, I think they stopped that in the early 80s, our vehicle wouldn't pass it. You get the vehicle up around highway speeds and it feels like it's going to fall apart. But yet we are expected to patrol the streets in an unsafe vehicle, okay? Marvin was too afraid to present to the council this quote from Ford Motor Company that, I know that the vehicle that Marvin was driving, the approximate monthly payment is somewhere between $800 and $900. Is that correct, ma'am? Okay. Well, through Ford Motor Credit, in their municipal leasing program, we can get 3 vehicles for that. But he was too afraid to present this. I don't know why. Okay, I've only been to a town, I'm not blaming anyone. What I'm trying to do is, if we are in a safer vehicle, okay, it means that we can protect the citizens better. I'm going to go home at night because, there's not 2 bald tires on the car, things like that. The Ford Motor Company municipal leasing program is completely different from any type of leasing that you or I as a citizen could get. There are no mileage restrictions, so you don't have a 10,000 miles per year or 15,000. There's no mileage restrictions. At the end of the 24 months, 36 months, 48 months, you can buy the daggone vehicle for $1. So then you either turn that into a reserve vehicle or you sell it for $10,000 or $12,000 and make your payments for your next vehicles. There are also, I don't know if anybody's ever approached you guys about the COPS grants from the United States Department of Justice. COPS is an acronym that stands for Community Oriented Policing. Okay? What this does is we can get a grant, or we can get a COPS grant that will pay 75% of an officer's salary for 4 years. So that includes 75% of their benefits, 75% of their retirement, 75% of their uniforms, vehicle, everything. And then at the end of it, before the 4 years is up, it's a renewable grant. So then you just rewrite the grant. There are only about 20 agencies in the state of Indiana that are taking. So in the COPS grants, there's anti-methamphetamine grants that we can apply for, that it's money that can be used for vehicles, it's money that can be used for equipment. Most of the time, if we radio for a canine, it comes from another county. Because, we're allowed 14 minutes on a traffic stop. Okay? Are you guys aware of that? We're allowed 14 minutes on a traffic stop. Okay? Once we hit 14 minutes and 1 second, okay, if we do not find drugs or paraphernalia in that vehicle, we are violating that person's civil rights. So if we have to call for a canine and they say, nope, it's going to be 20 minutes, we have to let that person go. Okay, so that's why oftentimes we get a canine from Johnson County, we get a canine from Brown County if they are closer. So in these anti-meth, and there's also anti-heroin, okay? I don't have to tell all of you people about how badly meth and heroin is affecting our community, okay?
Bad.
And the traffic that comes out of Brown County, coming north, going to Franklin, is, I would estimate that probably every fourth vehicle has some type of, coming out of Brown County going north, every fourth vehicle has some type of narcotics in it. Okay, so if we wanted to purchase, if we wanted to get a dog, a canine, these grants could pay for it. Okay, they could pay for it. If say Brent was decided to be our canine officer and we needed to send him to the school in San Diego for 6 weeks, okay, these grants would pay for this. There's too much about policing that we are not doing, okay? And I believe it is from a lack of, number one, knowing what options are out there, and I think it's also from fear. Asking, because Marvin, the entire time that I've known him, was so afraid to ask for things. That's immaterial. Marvin's gone now. We need to move forward. But, like I said before, if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you've always gotten. So, when we as a town search for our next town marshal, it needs to be somebody who knows about law enforcement, somebody who has been around law enforcement long enough that they know what programs are out there, they know how to run a department, they know how to deal with people, they know how to deal with employees, they know how to build a team, and how to lead a team. And I think that even temporarily putting Ryan in that position is a mistake. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for listening to me.
Okay, my name is Jeff Downey. I'm with DPW. I'm the superintendent, but I'm also a lifelong resident of Morgantown. And I take issue with you questioning Ryan and his responsibilities. How long have you known Marvin, or worked for Marvin?
Since November.
Okay. I just happen to halfway familiar with the law enforcement community. And I'm very well aware that Marvin doesn't necessarily retain too much respect from some of the other departments.
I know, we're the laughing stock of the county.
And it's not necessarily because of the board. I guess you don't realize that. It's not because of the board.
I'm not saying it's because of the board.
Okay, so.
I didn't blame the board once.
Right, well, I'm just clarifying. I'm not saying, I'm not accusing you of it. I'm just saying, and why do you think you're the laughing stock of the county?
Because I talk to other agencies, I have friends working for other agencies, and we are we're the laughing stock of the county.
Why is that? I mean, I know I sat with Marvin one night, and he said, or one day actually, in my office, and tried to talk to him, he said, Marvin, you probably ought to check into this, and then he just started going on to a hubbub about how he's trying to make this a great agency and respected by other county agencies. Well, that didn't work. I mean, it's just not working. I mean, do you agree? You concur?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I just wondered what makes you think that, you know, you're kind of defending Marvin and cutting him out.
No, absolutely not. Marvin's a great guy.
He is. He's a very nice person.
I would love to have him. I would love to have him as a neighbor.
Yeah.
You know, he's a great
He
guy.
can lift heavy things for you.
Do we not have a chain of command? Wouldn't our first deputy be next in line?
That is Ryan.
I thought Jeff Connors was our first deputy.
No, our first deputy is
There's no set.
There's no chain of command whatsoever, so whoever
And that is
steps
part
in-
of the problem, sir.
Yeah, it is.
That is.
Yeah, it is. When we got an officer that's got over 20 years service and we got one that's brand new rehire.
The only answer is I'm not aware of any set written standard or chain of command policy or anything like that.
And that is part of the problem, because whether you're running a bank.
Joel, I think this is I know we try to turn the meeting one way. I think this is an opportunity in public forum for public to address the board. I think conversations between yourselves don't need to be taking place.
I agree.
This is a chance to talk to them. If you want to talk to them yourselves, you would probably do that someplace else.
Agreed.
I'm not trying to interfere with it. I just think that's what this is about.
Agreed.
Is public forum with the board.
Is there more public comment, please?
Yeah, who's gonna pay for the gravel that they just put in Walter's driveway, made him a place for his truck to park? I didn't get none in mine.
That come out of my own drive.
No, it didn't, Walter. I sat there and I watched. The only thing that come out of your drive was the blacktop. And I'm gonna tell you something else. You went around town, the board, somebody's had you go around town, among other people. Pull this weed, pull that weed, pull this weed. I want to tell you something. Nobody has a trashier, dumpier, damn side and backyard than you. And that's all I've got to say.
Any other public comment, please? Any other public comment, please?
Well, if he's going to take the gravel, he needs to pay for it, like everybody else.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.